Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another Reader's Magnet featured author interview. My name is Mark, and I will be your host for today. Joining me is one of the Reader's Magnet featured authors that is here with us to share his journey as an author and to tell us more about his amazing book titled "A Scientific Proof Soul's Existence Plausible." We have author Cain Manzira. Hi, Cain. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Mark?
I'm doing good as well. Thank you for asking. I just want to I just want to thank you, Cain, for, joining us in this session. We are really excited to talk about your book. And, I can't wait to know more about this book because as we can see here at your, just looking at your title, it's really interesting. And, it got me hooked and knowing more, got me curious about what the book is all about. But yeah, before we start that, Cain, I want you to introduce yourself first.
Well, thanks, Mark. And it's nice to be in this interview too. I'm excited. My name is Cain Manzira, as is on the screen. I'm an author. I'm a nuclear scientist, and my previous career has been that of a computer engineer.
Oh,
I
wow.
am married with two kids, well, grown-ups. My wife, Atina, my children, Chipo, and Naomi.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kane. Now, let us proceed with the questions we have prepared for you for this session. Okay. So, Kane, please show your book on camera and tell us what the book is all about.
Uh, this book is a journey into my personal life,
Mm-hmm.
which gives the reader an insight on the triggers that brought me to thinking about the human soul,
Mm-hmm.
and then getting to want to find a proof that there actually is a soul. It
Yeah.
covers my challenges, my doubts,
Mm-hmm.
and also what triggered mostly to come to the point of writing. That is
Mm-hmm.
all covered in the book. And then I just give a brief explanation on the scientific part of the
Right.
experiment that I carried out for the proof that it's plausible to have a human soul.
Oh, wow. So that's really amazing. This book is actually about, let's say, a guide or let's say a gather of proof on proving that soul is really existing.
Yes, I did an experiment and wrote a scientific paper. The scientific
Mm,
paper is titled "A Nano Intelligence Capacity." And
mm,
then I was able to derive the plausibility from that scientific experiment, which
wow.
I'll explain in a few minutes. But that is what brought this about.
Right. Wow. I'm curious though, Kane, what inspired you to actually write this one and share this to everyone? What is your goal for this one?
I did watch a lot of debates
Hmm.
on TV
Right.
between scientists
Hmm.
who are mainly atheists, people like Lawrence Krauss,
Hmm.
Richard Dawkins,
Yeah.
and other scientists, Steve Hawkins,
Right.
who basically said there was no tie between science and the soul.
Hmm.
So that triggered me as a scientist to explore further and see
Hmm.
is there no connection at all. And that curiosity started me thinking and
Led
going
you to
to
write the book.
experiment here. And then also the debates between these atheists and mostly religious people, whether Muslim, Christians, the other side would always revert to either the Quran or the Bible, which in terms of the argument, it became a lost argument. They didn't
Hmm.
have the tools to actually counter what the atheists were bringing forward
Mm.
in terms of the scientific explanations. So my book now gives those people fighting in the corner of religion a tool that they can use to explain scientifically the
Oh,
existence of a soul.
oh, wow, that's really interesting, Kane. Given that this book really targets those people that is purely scientific believers, um, I'm wondering, what specific target audience are you trying to hit for this book?
Well, I watered down the scientific explanation in the book, and that's why it's such a thin book, because it's just touching on the main points,
Mm-hmm.
and that gives people that do not have a scientific background the curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
There are little analogies that I put in the book, which kind
Right.
of give pointers. Like I use a bunch of cell phones, for example.
Mm-hmm.
In the intro, I was at a concert where Beyonce was performing, and there were maybe about 70,000 cell phones in that space in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
And my analogy is easy to follow because you wonder how a signal is intermingling in that space, such that everyone can receive their cell phone call, but they're all going
Oh.
through a point, through one point, or can go through one point. So that gives someone without a scientific, much scientific knowledge, an idea on what it is that can concentrate a lot of information or data into a point.
Mhm. Wow. Wow, that's I'm really really just shocked of all those information, Kane, and of course very curious of knowing more about it. Now for this very important question, in simple terms, Kane, what is the one plausible proof of the existence of a soul?
Okay, I was just giving the example of those cell phones. Now, I was talking of a point. Now, that point
Mhm.
can be like a fist.
Mhm.
If you take this fist, there are millions or billions of particles that are passing through. So
Mhm.
just pretend it's a sphere,
Mhm.
and then you divide it roughly by a million, you get some invisible sphere, a tiny, tiny sphere. So that sphere, which is invisible, can hold something equivalent to the human brain. Scientists have already proven that roughly an average human brain is about 2.3 petabytes or 2.3 million megabytes in their heads.
Right.
So if we can take all those contents and put it into an invisible sphere, then it becomes plausible that a human soul can exist. And
Right.
just getting by the explanation on what a soul is, in many religions and philosophical traditions, a soul means an immaterial aspect or essence of a living being, which is generally applied to humans. And this is the essence of something invisible that we cannot see, and hence uh, compressing what is in the brain and putting it into something invisible
Mhm.
makes that a duplicate. So if that is existing as a duplicate, then it's possible that a soul can exist.
So you're saying, Kane, that a soul is something like an invisible energy,
And
right?
that's right. Yeah. Energy is actually the right word.
The best term.
Yeah.
Okay. Given that the book Soul Existence Plausible is talking about this, Kane, what are you hoping your readers will take away after reading this one?
once somebody reads through the book, if they doubted uh,
Mm-hmm.
the existence of a soul,
Mm-hmm.
it triggers them to now think differently. If they are going to oppose, they will need a lot of proof. They will need to conduct their own experiment and
Right, right,
prove what I already came up with.
right, right.
Otherwise, possibility is set until somebody comes up with an experiment and
And do
proves
more.
otherwise.
Right.
Yeah,
Explore.
yeah. And then for people who already believe, that gives them the strength to continue believing in what they believe in.
Mhm.
Sometimes people just think, well, if I die, that's it. Nothing exists afterwards. And then it actually guides them to a certain lifestyle or leads them away from a certain lifestyle. Now, if you have uh, the thought that you might live on after your body goes away, then you're going to behave differently in life and you're going to do things differently. So that's my
Right.
hope.
Right. And I actually kind of wanna know about that feeling as well. So, for us, for those that are watching us right now, if you wanna know more about this topic, you can grab a copy of Kane's book, A Scientific Proof, Soul Existence Plausible. All right. Okay, Kane, can you please tell us where the book is available?
The book is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Google Books, and other bookstores.
Wow.
I think worldwide, there are maybe about 500 book outlets that you can obtain the book from.
Wow. That's amazing. Anyone that is watching us right now, you can buy anywhere actually on all of our book retail websites. So just grab a copy of A Scientific Proof Soul Existence Plausible by Cain Manzira, and you'll be able to unlock this new knowledge. All right, Cain, I have asked all of the questions we have prepared for you for this session that would conclude our interview for today. Now, for the last time, show the book on camera and invite everyone to buy a copy of your book.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's the book of Cain Manzira, A Scientific Proof, Soul Existence Plausible. The book is available again in Amazon, Barnes Noble, Google Books, anywhere you can find. On the online websites. Okay, thank you so much for your time, Cain Manzira. I really enjoyed our topic for the day, and we really learned a lot from you right now. You m- uh, made us curious about these specific topic. You know, thank you so much for that. As
Thank
we
you.
always, Mhm. Thank you so much for that, Kane. Now, as we always say here at Readers Magnet, we share your story with the world. Goodbye, Kane. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.